So I think one of the early surprises when we first started the M&A business was that sellers from the beginning and to this very day have said to us, I'll take less money if you can find the perfect buyer who will keep my business where it is and not close it. I don't want to run into, I think the catchphrase we've heard a lot is, I don't want to run into my employees in the hardware store or the grocery store and find out that they've been laid off. You know, I have to live in this community, and I'm proud of this community. I want to contribute to this community. And that idea that for entrepreneurial buyers, entrepreneurial sellers, it is not about the last dollar.
Yeah, that's very true. I think most of the businesses that we've sold are family-owned businesses.
Mm-hmm.
And they view family as not only their immediate family, but all their trusted employees who got them to their level of success that they are today. So they can sell it. But to Don's point, I think that it's very important that those employees have a future. They have an opportunity to grow. And we've had situations where we've had good buyers that have indicated that they will not keep the business where it is today, but move it. And never had a buyer that said, go ahead with that. They
Never.
said, we're not interested in pursuing that buyer.
Yeah. And your point that they see their employees not only as family, and we've heard this said more than once, these folks helped me be successful. I wouldn't be where I was if it wasn't for the people that work for me and the team, and I've tried to be committed to them, and they've been committed to me. So that's so important, and we've done a good job, I think. Our track record is, I think it's every single business we ever sold, I'm sure of it, because we looked that up, I think a few months ago, is still in place. Even the ones we sold as far back as 2008, they're still in place in the communities we sold them in. And some of these communities are pretty small. There'd be a temptation to move it, but every single one of them is in place, and the buyer has expanded them and grown them. They're making a bigger impact in the community and more employees in every single case. And that's something we're really proud of.
Yeah. And I think from the employee's perspective, everyone is nervous around a transaction. You know, it's change, and everybody's concerned about change and nervous about change. But at the end of the day, the opportunities for the employees with the new company has always been positive. By that I mean there's been a growth opportunity. They can stay where they're at, or they can grow with the new business, and it's always been positive in our stand.
Yeah, that's a really good point, that in many cases the employees locally end up having an opportunity to move up to a division level and grow in the organization, and some of them want that. Some of them don't because they don't want to move, but a lot of them have grown very well in the overall corporate structure. So it's been a win-win-win, and I know that feels so good to you and me, because when we run into somebody, that's what they talk about. When you guys were selling the business, I was scared to death, but this has been one of the best things that ever happened to
Right.
me. Yeah, and we hear that a lot. Yeah, so we wanted to really talk about the seller side and what's important to the seller, and I think from here we turn to the buyer, because for the seller to get what they want, they have to look good to the buyer. So let's maybe talk about the buyer side and what the buyer wants if they're going to make that kind of commitment to the seller.
Yeah.